Have you ever wondered if the CIA's Gateway process could reveal the existence of the divine? Let's embark on an exploration to understand this intriguing subject. Picture this: it's 1983, and the CIA is knee-deep in the study of consciousness alteration techniques with the aim to transcend time and space. The Gateway process is born, a groundbreaking report that unveils the mysteries of the human mind and its boundless potential. As we journey through the annals of history, we encounter Robert Monroe, a pioneer in the realm of sound patterns and out-of-body experiences, his research forming the bedrock of this intriguing process. His work paves the way for a deeper understanding of consciousness and its intricate relationship with reality. But Monroe isn't the only key player in this saga. The CIA's profound interest in psychic research adds another layer to the tale, hinting at a world that stretches far beyond our physical realities. Their exploration of the mind's capabilities leads to the development of HemiSync technology, a tool designed to alter consciousness and open the door to other dimensions. This is the Gateway process in a nutshell, a nexus where science, consciousness, and the unknown converge. It's a fascinating exploration into the depths of the human mind, but it doesn't stop there. The document delves deeper, hinting at the possibility of revealing the existence of the divine. So are you ready to dive into the document and unravel its secrets? Let's now delve deeper into the document to see how it might shed light on the existence of the divine. The Gateway process document describes a concept known as the Absolute. But what does that mean? Well, let's dive into it. According to the Gateway process, the Absolute refers to an immense pool of energy in a state of perfect rest. This energy pool is not only the foundation of our physical universe, but also its birthplace. It's like a cosmic reservoir, brimming with potential, from which all matter and energy originate. The document goes on to illustrate a fascinating process of creation. This process involves the Absolute expelling energy through a white hole and receiving it back via a black hole. This expulsion and reception of energy create a sort of hologram. Now, if you're familiar with the Secret Book of John from the Nag Hammadi scriptures, you might find this idea quite familiar. The scriptures describe a creation story that aligns strikingly with this concept. In the 4th chapter, it speaks of an eternal realm that is incorruptible, at peace, and dwelling in silence. This realm sustains all other realms with its goodness. The scriptures also tell us that the Father reflects on his image everywhere, seeing it in the spring of the Spirit and becoming enamored of his luminous water. In other words, his thought becomes a reality, much like the hologram created by the Absolute. The Gateway process further explains that humans and the Absolute share this elevated form of consciousness. However, in the case of the Absolute, it's not just a function of energy, but also of consciousness in infinity, omniscience and omnipotence in perceptual unity. This consciousness exists beyond the constraints of time and space, giving the Absolute neither a beginning nor an end. As we return to the Absolute, we retain our memories and our sense of self. We also retain the power to perceive, although we lose the power of will or choice. This explanation of consciousness and the Absolute, as given in the Gateway process, aligns beautifully with spiritual texts. So we see that the concept of the Absolute in the Gateway process aligns with spiritual texts. But how does this tie into the divine? Let's delve deeper in the upcoming scenes. The document states that human beings and the Absolute share a form of elevated consciousness. What could this imply about the divine? This is where we delve into the 3rd scene of our exploration into the Gateway process. According to the Gateway process, both humans and the Absolute possess a distinct form of heightened awareness, a state of being that transcends the confines of our physical reality. This elevated consciousness, the document suggests, exists beyond the realm of time and space, untethered from our conventional understanding of existence. Think about it for a moment. If our consciousness can exist outside the confines of time and space, doesn't that imply a degree of infinity? An endlessness that echoes the characteristics often associated with the divine? This concept nudges us towards a profound realization. It suggests that our consciousness, in its purest form, could be a part of the Absolute, a fragment of the divine. The gateway process goes a step further, stating that the absolute has neither beginning nor end. This attribute is strikingly similar to the qualities often ascribed to the divine across various spiritual traditions, further strengthening the connection between our consciousness and the divine. But the document doesn't stop there. It also indicates that an individual consciousness retains its memories and sense of self upon returning to the absolute. However, it loses the power of choice or will. This suggests that our individuality, while preserved, merges with the absolute, surrendering the power to shape its destiny. This concept mirrors many spiritual teachings that speak of surrendering the ego or the individual self to become one with the divine. The implications here are quite profound. The gateway process seems to suggest that our consciousness connects us to the absolute and potentially the divine. This connection might be the key to understanding not just ourselves, but also the nature of reality and the universe. It's a thought that opens up a realm of possibilities, a new perspective on our existence and our place in the grand scheme of things. Interestingly, the document even alludes to the Christian concept of the Trinity. How does this fit into our exploration? As we delve further into the gateway process, a fascinating parallel emerges. The document describes the absolute as energy in a state of perfect rest, an infinite reservoir from which the physical universe sprouts. This concept aligns closely with the Christian understanding of the Father, the prime mover, the initial source of all creation. Yet, energy at rest is not enough for creation. There must be a driving force, a consciousness, to set a portion of this energy in motion. The gateway process identifies this as a self-conscious force within the absolute, which brings about reality. This mirrors the Christian concept of the Son, the Word of the Father, who acts upon his will to bring about creation. But the parallel does not end there. To perceive itself, the consciousness of the absolute projects a hologram, a mirror image of itself existing outside time and space. This hologram, while one step removed from the absolute, is the actual agent of all creation, all reality. This resonates with the Christian understanding of the Holy Spirit, the presence and power of God in the world, acting to fulfill the divine will. So the gateway process presents a triune concept of the absolute: energy at rest, Father; self-consciousness setting energy into motion, Son; and a hologram carrying out creation, Holy Spirit. This triune nature of the absolute is strikingly similar to the Christian concept of the Trinity: three distinct aspects, yet one divine entity. It's quite remarkable how the gateway process seems to mirror spiritual concepts. But what does all this mean for our understanding of the divine? We've seen how the gateway process aligns with various spiritual concepts. But what does this imply about the divine? As we've journeyed through the gateway process, we've discovered intriguing parallels between its principles and established spiritual beliefs. The absolute, as described in the process, offers a scientific image of a divine energy source, resonating with the spiritual concept of a divine creator. It paints a picture of a boundless pool of energy perfectly at rest, from which the physical universe emerges, a concept that finds echoes in many spiritual philosophies. The exploration of consciousness in the gateway process also points towards a scientific understanding of divine attributes. It suggests that human consciousness shares qualities with the absolute, a state of elevated awareness, infinite, omniscient, and omnipotent. This idea of shared consciousness could imply a divine connection, a sense of unity that bridges the gap between the human and the divine. The gateway process's reference to the Trinity also offers a fascinating interpretation. Its description of energy at rest, consciousness as a motivating force, and the resulting reality could be seen as echoing the Christian concept of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This analogy provides a scientific perspective to a deeply spiritual concept, further strengthening the alignment between the gateway process and spiritual understandings. But what do these alignments imply about the existence of the divine? They certainly don't provide a definitive proof. After all, science and spirituality, while intertwined in many ways, operate on different principles. Science seeks empirical evidence, while spirituality leans on faith and personal experiences. However, the gateway process does offer a unique framework that aligns with spiritual concepts. It suggests that science and spirituality may not be as distinct as they seem, but rather two sides of the same coin, exploring the same fundamental questions from different angles. While the gateway process doesn't definitively prove the existence of the divine, it certainly provides a fascinating framework that aligns with spiritual understandings, offering a unique perspective on the intersection of science, consciousness, and spirituality.